segment here. We have a few guests on the show today. Brother Jordan, as you know, is not with us, but we have a few other friars who have some words to share with you all. And you'll be able to see some of the magic behind the Holy Mass at St. Pius.
Well said.
Are we recording?
I think we might be.
Oh, okay.
He'll cut that now into little pieces so that are we on yet? Are we doing this? Yeah. What would be funny is to do a whole episode of outtakes, clips, all not just that.
Yeah, that would be good.
Definitely.
Okay,
So,
ready. It's red now. Does that mean it's on?
Correct.
Okay.
That's been read for a while, I think. Oh, sorry, I should.
No, it's all clippable. All clippable.
or not.
That's right.
All right. So I'm sitting with Father Vincent Farah-Bagan and Father Isaac Morales, both Dominicans who teach at Providence College. Father Vincent Farah works with the music program, and Father Isaac is a professor of New Testament at PC. And the two of these friars have been the ones responsible primarily for our beautiful Sunday music, even though Father Patrick would like to take credit for doing that. It's Father Vincent Farah and Father Isaac. So thank you in the name of the parish for helping us and
Our pleasure.
letting us hear beautiful voices.
Yes, and I have to say, Father Patrick's helped us out, I'm sure. So, there's to you, Father Patrick.
Is he?
Thank you, Father Isaac.
He
I
sings
mean, he
the soul
turns the video on.
The celebration of Sunday Mass, of course, remains the heart of any parish, and while we started live streaming daily Mass from the very beginning at noon, we wanted to make Sunday Mass even more special. And because there are 37 of us living in the Priory, we're not violating any social distancing by coming together and celebrating a Mass in our little chapel. And it's been a wonderful addition, I think, to the life of the parish, because we can't be together. We can still at least share in the sacrifice of the Mass, and a beautiful sacrifice of the Mass.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
More?
He's just going to let the camera keep rolling.
Father Isaac, tell us about your courses at PC, what you teach. And
So this semester I have taught 2 sections of a course on the 4 Gospels, and then a course called Biblical Theology. So with the 4 Gospels, I've done a number of things there. I decided after last year, the first 7 classes or so, I actually go over the Old Testament, because many of the students aren't quite that familiar with it.
yes, yeah.
And you're going to miss a lot if you don't know, if you're not at least familiar with some of the basic stories. So we do that, and then we go through each of the 4 Gospels, spend about 5 or 6 classes kind of highlighting some of the main themes and all that. And then what I decided to do, and I stole this from another friar, which that's where we get most of our good ideas.
Father Patrick does. So.
Is the last 6 or 7 classes, we'll look at some of the mysteries of Christ's life. So the baptism, the temptation, the transfiguration, the Last Supper, that sort of thing. And what I want the students to get out of this section is, one, that the basic story is the same in either the 3 synoptic Gospels or all 4, but then also to see how each of them tells it in a different way to bring out a different aspect, because I want them to appreciate both that they are reliable accounts, but they're accounts that have been shaped to bring out different kinds of theological themes.
Someone just told me in the parish, they had discovered a book, maybe, on their shelf, or someone had given it to them, they never really looked at it before. It was called Gospel Parallels.
Mm-hmm.
And we know these books from preaching and everything, but
Yep.
they're books that have all of the passages of the Gospels lined up in column form next to each other, so you can see what fits together
Yep.
and then what doesn't. Which, like, for example, the prodigal son is only in the Gospel of St. Luke, whereas, the feeding of the 5,000
Right. That's
is...
the one miracle that's
Yep.
recounted in all four
And
Gospels.
how did I know that? Who knows? That is, I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
it's the only
Wow.
miracle other than the resurrection that's
Yeah,
recounted
yeah.
in all four Gospels.
Wow.
I have a couple of those on my shelves. I didn't require my students to get one because I figured they're not going to use them after this class.
Well,
but-
I was just mentioning,
Yeah.
for the parishioners.
Yeah,
it's,
no, of course.
Sometimes we don't think of that all the time.
Yeah.
Now, one question I have about your course is, do you cover, 2 weeks ago we learned that Father Patrick's favorite gospel is the Gospel of Thomas. Is that one of the four that you cover?
Well, we spend about maybe 10 or 15 minutes on the first days of class on the Gospel.
Oh, okay.
And I do want to, so the title of the class in the catalog right now
Oh, yes.
is Canonical Gospels, which to most students is like gobbledygook.
Yes.
And so the very first day of class, I asked them just to talk with one another, what does canonical mean and what does gospel mean, and we kind of flesh that out. Because canonical doesn't just refer to the gospels themselves. You can speak of like the Western canon, for example, or the example that I like to use in classes. All right, where are my Star Wars nerds out there? What happened when Disney bought out the franchise? Certain things were ruled out as canonical, and certain things were ruled in as canonical. Because there's all these spin-off books and all that.
Oh.
And that gets at the point that a canon is connected to a community that has authority, right? But then I spend a day on the non-canonical gospels just so that they're aware of them, and I said that's enough. That's all the time we need to spend on it. Just one day.
Right.
They're kind of strange.
Did you
And
bring
that's the
Father
one.
Patrick in
Yeah.
as a guest lecturer for that day or no?
I think I will next year.
By the Gospel of Thomas.
You can distinguish between the Gospel of Thomas and the Apostle Thomas in the Gospel and the Resurrection.
But see, because I'm not critical by nature, I didn't even know. That was just Father Patrick expressing a desire of his heart,
The reason
which he does frequently.
The reason I'm critical is because I'm not from Massachusetts, but rather I'm from Minnesota, where people are critical of me all
Famous
the
for
time.
criticism.
Yes, always in front of, never behind the back. Always, very direct criticisms of
Yeah.
people. So Father Patrick, you'll have to forgive me for being such a Minnesota.
Yeah, Father Vincent Ferrer's nickname is "I'll cut you up." Vincent
That's
Ferrer,
right.
I'll
yes,
cut you up.
That's
baby.
right. That's right. Yes.
Well, how about your courses at PC, Father Vincent
Well-
Ferrer? What do you...
So I direct the
Involved with-
Schola Cantorum. That usually sings at the 11 a.m. Mass on Sundays.
Right.
So I'm used to singing at this time, I guess. It
Yes,
worked
yeah.
well to bring the show over here, so to speak. And then I also direct I Cantori and the concert chorale, two of the choirs in the music department. And then the final course that I teach this semester is a course on Gregorian chant. So it's a
Wow.
Gregorian chant practicum. So my students have tuned in here.
That was Brother Jordan waving through the chapel.
Because just because I'm sure that everyone's very interested to know, one of the things we do when we sing on the Sundays here, at the entrance, the offertory, and communion, we use a resource called Simple English Propers. So it's a great resource that takes the traditional chant propers of the Mass and does them instead of in Latin, in English, and does them in a simple way. So it's a great kind of resource. So my students got to hear it in action here at St. Pius V.
And you used the chapel one day for...
That's right,
a
for
class or a
exactly
mass,
for a mass. Yep, so they can sort of see what the full chants look
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Yep. So it's been good to teach that course. We have the other day I was joking with my students that there was a subheading. I make sure they know the subheadings in the text that I'm talking about, and there was a subheading, thinking about Gregorian chant and notating it. And I said, I don't understand why there are not more people at Providence College who want to take this class with subheadings like that. I mean,
That's a catcher.
who,
Did you give everyone
should
A's?
just- no,
Well, why they're out there taking no class.
Although actually, I do have some talented students, so I'll leave their grades a mystery. But but I am giving the justification that many of them are talented. It's true.
You mean in case they watch
In case
Parish
they
or
get-
Parish?
That's right, exactly. Yes.
They deserve 3 A's if they want that.
But yes, so that has been good. It's amazing during this time of Zoom. I've one of my famous backgrounds now is adiastomatic chant notation, which is chant notation.
I
bars.
just was thinking about
I
that
bet you
yesterday.
were. So, yeah.
And I asked my doctor, he said, no, you don't have it.
Yes. I should put that in the title of the course, adiastomatic. And they would just say, what does that mean?
That
I'm
subtitle
so
will get them
interested.
there.
Oh, yeah.
What it means, because you all are asking.
Oh, no, they're not. They just fast forwarding the video now.
Chant notation without lines. That's all I'm going to say, okay? It's from the 10th century. If you want to see it, Zoom me. I've got it in my bag. But there is
privately.
That's right. There is one student in the course. I mean, all these virtual backgrounds. I mean, I think Zoom really kind of puts some people in their element. So
Yes,
it's one of the
introverts.
benefits of this time.
I'm
Yes.
dying. I need an audience. A real one, not just on the bathroom. Well, I want to thank you both for the extra sacrifice that you've been making these past weeks. I mean, it's been since they came over the first Sunday, didn't we?
September,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the fourth
So-
Sunday of Lent.
Right, exactly. So the middle of March, all the way now until early May. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, and especially
Pleasure.
the Passion. Of Palm Sunday was beautiful, and I think that just got so many hits on YouTube. And but we're very grateful,
Yeah.
and it's enriched the parish
It's been good to-
tremendously.
good to do it.
So, just a final note about the parish and Mass is that on Monday, May 11th, our Mother's Day novena begins. And so there's still time if you want to send us the name of a special mother, your own. Sometimes the neighbor lady was nicer to you than your own mother. That was my case. So you might want to include her in the novena, grandmothers, godmothers, your sisters who are mothers. You understand how the concept works. And there are cards available in the front of the church and also here at the rectory if you stop by, or if you'd like one sent to you, we can do that too. Just send in an email or call the office. So we'll go back to Father Patrick and to his editing desk to see whatever little scraps of this he leaves for our enjoyment or for his.